Okay, so I plugin execution context. Okay, so when you are writing a plugin, you have to create the context. Okay, so from this object you can query all the property values associated with the entity. Okay, and event event context where the method is being executed. Okay, so this class contains the following methods. Okay, so following properties are methods. This class contains the following properties. Okay, so the first property is a business unit id. Okay, it will contains the following properties, and in the below we can see what is a business unit id, this property, what the value it will gives. Okay, so correlation id. Okay, so it will contain the list of the properties business unit id and correlation id and depth and initiating user. So input parameters is executing offline, is in transaction, is offline playback, so is isolation mode, and message name is a mode, and operation created on. Okay, operation id, organization id, organization name. So like that we'll get all the parameters, all the properties for a I plugin execution context. Okay, so when you are creating a context in the plugin, the context contains the following parameters. Okay, so the first one, what is the use of the business unit id. Okay, so this property will returns the GUID of global unique identifier. Okay, of the business unit of the entity. Okay, so this entity related to which business unit, so that business unit GUID it will returns in the context. Okay, through the plugin you will able to get the business unit id through this property. Okay, next, correlation id. So this property returns the GUID of the plugin event instance. Okay, so every time the event is fires, it will generates the a new GUID that can be read from the property. Okay, you can use this property tracking and logging purpose, especially when you have a more than one plugin attached to the same entity, same event. See whether this code is executed or execute for the same event pipeline. Okay, so it will whenever the event is executed, so it will gives the GUID of the business unit. Okay, so business unit id it will gives in the above property business unit id. So you have some business units in your CRM. So your belongs to which business unit, that business unit id it will gives. So the business unit is a, again it is a lookup. So the next one is a correlation id. So correlation id is nothing but whenever your plugin is triggered, it will creates, it will give a GUID for you for tracking purpose. Okay, so that is called a correlation id. By using this correlation id we can able to track the easily tracking whether my plugin is executed or not. Okay, depth property. So this property returns the depth of the originated event. Okay, so this property is a integer type and it will grows as the plugin execution in a deeper. So ideally this property, depth property, we can use for restricting the infinite loop. So if the plugin is executing in an infinite loop, so if you put this condition depth equal if depth equal to 1, so that means the plugin, it won't go for the more than 1. Okay, so by using depth property we can restrict the infinite loop execution plugin, infinite loop execution times we can restrict. Okay, so by default in db the depth property value is max 8 and the depth property it will start with 1. Okay, so depth property always it will start minimum start with 1 and max is 8. Okay, initiating user. So initiating user, it will give the GUID of the user who is the initiating this plugin, who is invoked trigger this plugin. Okay, so next input parameters. So this property is a collection of request parameters associated with the event. So from the input parameters you will get a target entity and all. So from the input parameters, we will get a target entity by using this statement. Okay, is executing offline. This property it will use for the Outlook clients. Okay, so whenever you have a Outlook integration, this plugin has to be execute. Some code has to be executed in a plugin. Okay, from a Outlook the people are creating a account or contact. If you have some plugins is executing, the plugin is executing in offline or online, so there we have to check this condition, is plugin executing offline. If you are using Outlook, so this it will give the true. Is in transaction, so this property is used to whether the operation is participating on a SQL transaction. Okay, so whenever we click on that one, okay, so is record it is in a transaction or it is in out of transaction. Is in transaction is nothing but a, so whenever the core operation is performing or not. Okay, if it is core operation performing, so it will return the true. Is offline playback. Okay, so this property is used only for Outlook clients, so and returns whether the Outlook is transitioning from the offline mode or it is in a online mode. Okay, so isolation mode, this property returns the isolation mode in a plugin. Okay, so if you are using a, so when you are registering a plugin with there will be isolation mode, so it is a none or sandbox mode. So if it is a none, it will give the 0. If it is give a, like if it is give a 0, we have to treat as a none. If it is a true, if we return a true, we have to treat as a sandbox. And message name, so this property it will give the which message the plugin is triggered, like a create, update and all, it will returns. The mode, this property it will returns the mode of this plugin is running. It's a synchronous or asynchronous. So if it is written as 0, it is a synchronous. If it's written as 1, it is a asynchronous. Next, operation ID. So whenever this plugin is got executed asynchronous, it will give this one GUID, asynchronous GUID, system job GUID it will gives. Next, organization ID. So it will give the GUID of the CRM organization. So next, organization name and output parameters. This property is a collection of the properties and written by the event. A common output parameters is called the GUID is returned. So output parameters, it will have some properties and it will give a final GUID. Okay, and post stage. So it will give a context of the output parameters of ID. So you can account GUID based upon this one. We can retrieve the values. Warning extension. So this is who is the warning associated or some operations you are performing. Who is the warning the user? Here the post entity images and pre entity images. So these are the most important topics in the plugin. So post entity images. This property contains the collection of the images with the property names and values after the system executed the core operation. Okay. So once the core operation is executed, the post images contains the whatever the data in the database for an entity image. So it will gives the all the values. Okay. So pre entity images. This property contains the collection of the images with the properties and the values before executing the core operation. Okay, so this is very useful on the post stages to see what is the values associated with the entity values had a before update operation. So for example, I am performing some operation on a post operation. Okay, so post operation means so that will have a already data is updated to the entity. So in my post plugin I want to verify what is the earlier data. Okay, so if I register my pre-image, that will give me before updation what the values I have. Primary entity ID, so it will give the GUID of the record. So primary entity name, it will give the entity name. Request ID, it will give the GUID of the request ID. It is asynchronous or synchronous ID. Next, it will give the secondary entity name. Secondary entity name, so most commonly we will not use this one. So like a related entity, if you want you can configure this related entity. So that entity name it will give to you. Shared variables. So this it is an important property, shared variables. For example, I have a two plugins on a same event. Okay, on a same entity. So I want to pass some variables from a one plugin to another plugin. Okay, so I have to use this shared variables. So user ID, it will give the current invoking the plugin invoking user ID. Okay, so that is a context. Okay, so under the context you will get this all the properties. So most of the times you will not use this all the properties. So you will use some 2 or 3 properties only.